Welcome back to AM Northwest. You know, summer is a great time to head to the rivers and lakes to cool off, but before you go, make sure you know how to stay safe. Here to share important tips, we welcome back the founder of WaterStrong, Dena Marshall. Good to have you back again.
Great to be here. Thank you.
Oh my goodness, this week, people are going to be heading to the water for sure.
July.
And then we always hear about the accidents and the mishaps and all of that. So first, let's get right started, because when we talk about water safety, you got to consider the conditions.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Right, and a pool is different from a river, is different from a lake, and different from the ocean. So wherever you are, you always want to know where you're swimming, like what the water temperature is, what the air temperature is, if you're in a lake, what the depths are, and if there's any hidden hazards.
Right.
And then if you're in a river, what the currents are. And then always, you also want to know who else is around you, who the other water users are, if they're boaters or kayakers or stand-up paddleboarders, fishers, other swimmers. There's just so much to be aware of when you're out there.
What would you say would be the number one thing? Let's say it's a river, because they're so dangerous. What would you say to folks who are going to enjoy the river this weekend or this week?
My favorite river to recreate in the area is the Columbia River at Broughton Beach out by the airport. It's this big sandy expanse of sand, and with a nice easy slope into the water. And then where we swim, where we like to recreate, is it's a protected area between a retaining wall and a set of pylons that we call the teeth.
Okay.
And so it's relatively protected. The current isn't very strong there. It's a nice easy slope. In terms of natural hazards that are there, there are some river grasses that are coming up.
Right.
And so what I say is, when you're swimming there, just be aware of who else is out on the water.
Okay. All right.
And then more than anything, what the temperature is. And because that space is just a big expanse of sandy beach, there are no trees. So you want to be aware of sun exposure.
Right. And we still don't, good point. And also, we still don't know how cold the river is in some places, right? Let's start with the life jacket and the buddy system too. That's huge.
Huge.
Yeah.
Always swim with a friend.
Yeah.
Always. And if if you separate from your friend, keep your eyes on each other and get out at the same time. Let each other know where you are. And if you choose not to swim with a friend, at least tell folks at home where you'll be.
Okay. And it's important, you say, to make sure that you designate someone who's watching.
Right. Parents, please keep your eye on your kids. It's so easy just to pick up your cell phone or a magazine or a book and forget that they're out there.
Right.
And it takes 30 seconds, a minute for someone to go underwater and to drown. And so in that split second, you want to just be aware. So always designate a water watcher. If you've got 2 adults, take turns.
Right.
You know, somebody watch the kids while the other one rests for a little bit and then shift off.
I've noticed too that just people who are standing by, just hanging out, will often be aware of kids that aren't even theirs, just to be safe.
Sure.
Tell me about the life jacket. So very important.
Oh, life jacket saves lives.
Yes.
This is the number one piece of equipment that you need to have always. If you're in a boat, if you're on anything that floats in the water, it's required in the state of Oregon to have a life jacket. You must have it. Everybody in the boat, and this includes canoes, kayaks, stand-up paddleboards. You must have a life jacket. So they come in different sizes. These are all U.S. Coast Guard certified. This is an adult universal, and it's sized for the user weight over 90 pounds.
Okay.
I'm over 90 pounds. I'll try this on.
Barely. You're barely over 90 pounds.
Thank you
but go ahead.
Thank
go
you,
ahead,
Helen.
Dena.
Okay, this is how it works. We want to strap all the straps. Make sure that it's in decent condition. It doesn't have to be perfect and brand new, but it just needs to be in working condition.
Okay.
You want all your straps to be working. The foam to be functional.
Right.
And then nice and snug. You can see it's snug on me.
I was going to say, this is the big indicator right here, right?
Right. So we want this to come, it can come up a little bit. When we're in the water, you'll float. So this will come up a little bit, but we don't want it to go above the ears.
Right.
If I notice that it's going above my ears, I'm going to strap it in just a little bit tighter. 1, 2, 3. As best as I can.
Right.
And then also you want a little bit of space in the back. Not too much.
So you can move.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, let's take that off.
Okay.
And while we do that, I want to ask you too, I think some parents think that water wings are just fine for kids, but that's not enough.
Right. Oh, the inflatables. Please stay away from the inflatables.
Yeah.
Please, something that has some kind of foam in it.
Right.
The inflatables, and you can see from my swim buoy here that we'll talk about in a minute, it's starting to deflate a little bit. There's a tiny little hole. And you can't depend on something that could potentially spring a hole and leak air to save your life.
Tell me about this. This is a new contraption, right?
Yeah. Oh, and I want to tell you about the whistle too.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. I'll tell you about.
Start with the whistle.
Okay. So this is a safety whistle that WaterStrong gives out to everybody who we also distribute a life jacket to.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't have a P in it. It's a P-less whistle, which makes it a lot easier to use when it's wet.
Oh, okay.
And I won't blow it.
Okay.
Okay. But we teach everybody how to blow the universal sign for help, SOS. 3 short blasts, 3 long blasts, and then 3 short blasts.
So you picture someone standing on it. Go ahead and do that for us.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, you picture someone on the shore seeing someone in trouble and doing that, right?
Exactly.
To let everyone know what's going on.
Right. And it might take a couple of rounds, so just keep blowing it, blowing it. And by blowing on your whistle, you save your breath from calling for help.
Oh, sure. That makes a lot of sense.
Right.
Okay. Let's talk about, you brought this inflatable to explain how you use this.
Yeah.
And there are 3 types of ways to
Thank you.
help people. So 3 types of rescues.
Right.
Right.
So, so this is what we call a swim buoy, and open water swimmers like me and most of my friends have this is part of our uniform. We use this all the time. It's an inflatable buoy that with a waistband that we wrap around our waist. And what it does is it's not that it provides flotation, it provides visibility.
Yeah.
So that other people in the water can see us.
Right.
And this is what I hear from the sheriff's department. I was out talking with the dive team just yesterday at Broughton Beach. Without having some sort of visibility, people cannot see you in the water. And this saves lives more than anything, especially if you're in the open water and there are no rules of the water.
Right.
So you don't know where a swimmer might be.
Right.
We will give some of these out. They're not super expensive, but they will save your life.
Yeah.
The other thing I like to do is put my name on it and also my emergency contact here. And what that does is, in case I need help, that helps somebody help me.
Right.
They know my name and they know who my emergency contact is, so they can call.
Right. You brought a few things to help out, like the noodle.
Right. So, okay. This is a U.S. Coast Guard certified life-saving device. This is not.
Right.
Neither is this.
Right.
This is a toy. But a noodle is ubiquitous, right? It's cheap. It's maybe $1 at the dollar store, or $1.25 now. It's longer than my arm, and it floats. And what this I can do is so much. I can reach out to somebody who needs help. Swimmer, do you need help? And then I can pull you to safety.
Absolutely, that makes a lot of sense. You know, you brought up that you have classes to teach people how to become water experts, right? What do you want to say about that? Like, you have classes that teach them.
Yeah. So so a typical WaterStrong program, we call them our Eco Swim clinics.
Okay.
So Eco Swim clinics, the WaterStrong programs, we deliver for free to underserved kids and their families. And we balance water safety, just the fundamentals of water safety, together with swimming and then all environmental education around water. So that whole families are learning about the fundamentals of water on Earth, and then also how to feel comfortable and confident.
And the last time you were on, you talked about the classes that you were teaching, and then a number of students from that are now becoming
all our first aid. So, so part of this is WaterStrong received a grant to deliver basic first aid CPR certification classes.
Yeah. I apologize. We have to wrap it up, but we're going to put all the information on your website at k2.com. All right,
Thank you so much.
On our website. We'll be right back with more AM Northwest. Don't go away.